here's where I want to start. I know I was giving you the option. Now I'm going back on that. Okay.
Dick.
Wow.
Wow. That's okay.
Shut your mouth over there, you two. Rob's cool with it. You guys shut up, all right? I don't care what you think. Let's start with the most interesting thing that we all heard at, I believe it was the last race there, Orlando 2. Sexton drops 9 pounds mid-season.
Yeah.
I'm very curious, Coach, on your thoughts on this because it shocked all of us to go, wait a minute, you're pinnacle
fit.
athlete, fit, and mid-season you're dropping 9 pounds?
And I thought he had misspoken.
So that was interesting. So what are your thoughts on that comment by
I made
Chase?
the Adderall diet joke because he's trading with Stu. But,
Wow.
but yeah,
I apologize. I haven't seen that. Where was that quoted or stated?
Race Day Live.
yeah.
Yeah, but during the qualifying show, I think is when he said it. Did he say it during the night show when they talked to him?
No, I don't think it was brought up.
They had him
Okay.
on Race Day Live, and they're like, well, how are you feeling with your time off from the collarbone? And he's like, well, I'm eager to get back. I actually dropped 9 pounds and just stuff like that.
Then
And
he was talking about like, because of the injury, eating and stuff. And then he's like, yeah. I'm like, Chase was already at like.
yeah, I'm just saying,
thinner
you're
guy to
coming into
begin
your
with.
450 debut on a factory Honda, and then you get hurt and decide to drop more weight. And we were just kind of all like, kind of shocked about that. So.
Was he referring to it like he lost weight because he hasn't been able to train and was injured, or like super buff, lost 9 pounds, ready to go race?
He sounded like he meant to.
He kind of talked like, "Oh, I'm leaner and even fitter than I was before," kind of thing.
Yeah, it definitely didn't sound like, oh man, like this caused me to drop some weight because.
But
I
he never
couldn't
said anything
do
about packing on muscle.
Yeah, anything of training to put keep muscle on or whatever. So
It's just a very interesting comment.
yeah.
Yeah, well, it's interesting on a couple different levels. And before I say this, for any of the listeners that have struggled with eating disorders, we do in our general fitness weight loss division, we do a lot with eating disorders, and I don't take them lightly, and I know that they're very difficult on people. But our sport really cultivates a manorexic type of a mindset, especially in the 250 class. Don't gain any weight, you won't get the whole shot. Don't gain any weight, don't get the whole shot. So you see a lot of these guys running calorically restricted because of this manorexia mindset. I don't see that being with Chase. I mean, he's very, very tall, very lanky. So I can't imagine that they would say on that factory 450, hey, you need to lose some weight. So now this is where we get back into, is it somebody getting in his ear and somebody's like, you need to lean out? And when you are looking at getting leaned out like that, and I was trying to remember, did he go down? Was it round 2? When did he go down in the sand and
Yeah,
do
it
this?
was Houston
yeah.
too when he ate it and then broke his collarbone. Wasn't that what he did?
He didn't break the collarbone. Just a deep.
Shoulder. That's
contusion
right.
or
It was a
something.
deep,
shoulder. The
deep
whole
bruise in the
shoulder.
shoulder.
So.
Yep.
Deep bruise in the shoulder. So then when you start looking at that 9 pounds, if it was somebody that told me they were in preseason and they were like trying to drop body fat, 9 pounds, help me out on the date. Houston 2, approximate date of that, with us sitting here almost on March 1st.
January 19th, I think. It was a Tuesday.
Yeah. So
January-
Yeah, they
would've
started
been
January 16th was the opener.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
the
what must
19th.
have been like the 19th or 20th? We'll call it. So.
Of January, right?
Yep.
So January to February, that's 4 weeks, and then to the end of February. So let's say that is a legitimate 6 weeks.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yep.
Yeah, 6 weeks, 9 pounds. That's real good synthetic HGH, straight up.
Yes. Perfect. So.
Yeah.
Straight up.
See,
Yeah, synthetic HGH will cause you to drop body fat like nobody's other.
Interesting.
And synthetic HGH is very, very easy to get. It's probably one of the things that gets abused the most in like the places that promote high intensity interval training. I don't even like to say CrossFit because that's a little bit too generic, but any place that walks around saying, hey, look, if you do high intensity interval training, you're going to look ripped like him and her.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started on CrossFit because we can go back and forth on that. Coming from a lifting background here about how that whole thing works, I'm very not on board with that.
Well, what was so crazy is in our offices, we pick up a lot of the crumbs. It doesn't matter if it's Superset, Super Slow, Insanity, P90X, all this bullshit fad stuff. I cannot tell you if I took a sample of 100 people that came in, I would say 90% of them that came from the CrossFit high intent, every single one of them were on synthetic HGH. I'm talking soccer moms, CEOs,
Shit.
Across the board.
That's awesome.
That's what it's.
Like,
so there you go.
So
There you
wild. Holy shit.
Yep. Yep.
I wonder.
And people don't understand when you're looking, at the long-term ramifications of taking synthetic HGH, it screws up the blood balance like out the wazoo. Now, there's going to be somebody that'll be listening and go, yeah, but so-and-so came clean that he or she was jacked up on HGH and they were healthy. Well, good for them. They did it under the supervision of a physician that knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Can it be done? Yeah. It's been done for years. Stop being so naive and make it right. But is it being done? Hell yeah.
I wonder if that was a tip from the Stewart
I
compound.
was just about to go there.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm in this big
ironic.
conspiracy that it was never actually Adderall.
That could be a thing too.
Oh, it was blood doping.
Yeah.
So, well, that's good because obviously, like I said, Rob, we all sat around this table and went, that's super weird that middle of the season here, you just randomly drop 9 pounds and you throw that out there,
especially
on
like
TV.
2 minutes
deal.
later, he talks about how hard it is to hang on to the 450.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, obviously none of us have had any major interaction with that kind of stuff. So the fact that I'm glad I asked that question because that's good. Good insight there of that's an easy synthetic HGH. Okay, so that's cool.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Adderall. People have to understand that Adderall is nothing more than for attention. It's very, very popular in the PGA, and it's started to get real popular in NASCAR. And NASCAR probably did the best job of sitting down on it pretty hard. Mm-hmm. But Adderall isn't going to give you the true fat loss that you're going to get with HGH. Now, let's not convolute. HGH has 2 benefits. 1, it'll make you excessively lean, and 2, it'll help you recover very quickly. Like if you've ever had a knee surgery, there'll be synthetic HGH in your IV drip to help facilitate recovery.
I've had it,
and that puts the pieces together for me. He's hurt and needs to get back on the bike. He needs to recover.
Yep. So if you so you start adding these pieces together, so that's interesting. So okay, I know Cole, you were bringing this up next. Let's move on to the next person here. So